fear. How you perceive it and how you react to it can make all the difference in the world. When I was about 19 years old, I was in this EMT program, Emergency Medical Technician. I was at the end of the program, and at the end of the program required you to spend about a month at the local trauma center to see what happens after you drop your patients off at the hospital. At this time, there were about 6 others from my class also doing their rotations. We were supposed to observe the nurses and doctors at work and see how they went about saving the lives of those that were brought to the hospital. Whatever we did, we were told to stay out of the way and just observe. So we would come, stand against the wall, and observe as we were told. This particular day was a Friday, and the emergency room was packed. Ambulances in and out. Then a sound came over the loudspeaker that said there was a trauma inbound. A few minutes later, the paramedics pulled up, rushed the man from the ambulance and into the trauma room. Me and my fellow students found a piece of wall and stood against it and observed the nurses and doctors going about their business. The main resident who was running the call was giving orders, push this medications, do this, do that. And then things took a turn for the worse. The man's heart stopped. The resident called, "Start compressions." I immediately jumped from the wall and started doing compressions on the patient. Much to the shock of the resident and the other people on the trauma team. In retrospect, they did expect me, one of the observing students, to actually get involved. But I didn't know that at the time. So, after a brief pause, they continued doing what they were doing. After a few minutes, they got the man's heartbeat back and rushed him up to the OR, and I'm told about 3 weeks later that man walked out of the hospital. Needless to say, I passed my emergency room rotation. But the point I'm trying to make is that sometimes, even if something scares you, do it anyway. Even if you're unsure, move forward. Even if you're scared, do it scared.